Good evening and welcome to the Select Board meeting, Town of Raymond, on November 15, 2022. We're going to start with approval of the minutes from October 11th.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any corrections, discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. We're going to move an item on the agenda, and that would be item 5G. Going to move it up to now. Discussion of in-depth study of short-term rentals. I don't know what you're all doing here, but you were misinformed about what the Select Board is doing. We received a proposal from some citizens in Raymond about what they would like to see for short-term rentals. We're not taking any action on it. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with this proposal that was presented to us. We got all these emails that are totally wrong and misinformed about what we're doing. There's so many steps that have to happen before anything like this would even be considered. So you're welcome to sit here and listen to the Select Board discussion on this, but we're not taking any action on short-term rentals tonight.
But isn't that the purpose of this, to come so we can see what you guys are up to?
Sure, you're welcome to sit here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's not going to be any.
Because it could develop into something that we don't like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you're welcome to come to these meetings anytime you want. If you're having trouble sleeping, you're welcome to come here. Yeah.
I sleep at night, thank you.
Okay, good.
And I want to know what's going on around here.
Yeah.
We're
So-
not having trouble sleeping.
And that letter that was put out by the Greater Portland Board of Realtors that everybody sent down, we did not do that. We never saw that. We never agreed to any of this stuff that was on there. Nothing. So where this all came from, we don't have a clue. We saw it in an email that was attached. I saw it that was attached to another email that somebody sent to us. So we never put up what all this stuff is going to be, what our terms are going to be, the proposal, any of that. We did none of that.
We had a group of citizens present us with a draft proposal. There's no way we're ever going to approve it because it's unenforceable and it's extreme. So we're here to discuss what's our next steps. Obviously, there's something happening around Panther Pond where people are renting houses, and there's some rowdy people who rented a house. The neighbors were upset. They want something done. So that's why we're here, discussing what this proposal is all about and whether or not we're going to do anything with it. Chances are we're not doing anything with it. So we have a lot of bills coming in the legislature on short-term rentals. My position is we let it play through the legislative process and see what comes out of it. Don, is there any town that has done anything on short-term rentals? South Portland and Cape Elizabeth?
It's very small number.
It's
and,
mostly registration kind of stuff, right?
Right. And, some health and safety inspections, that sort of thing. But,
Right.
it's being discussed in a lot of places. But
Didn't it just fail in Portland?
I believe so, and then also in Rockland, perhaps?
Right.
Yeah, so it's, yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Portland just defeated the two referendums that they had
Right.
on it, so.
right. So my point of view is we let this go through the legislative process, see what the legislature does with any bills that go in front of the legislature, and wait until the legislative session's over and see if anything comes out of it. But I think the proposal that was given to us, which is what everybody's commenting on, is unworkable anyway. It's unenforceable, it's restrictive, it's way over the top. And
I had, when I was the chair, I had a discussion on one of the agenda items about it, and I asked the planning board to come. And I asked him to look at it too, to give his 2 cents in on it. He wouldn't, he says he doesn't even know where to even begin on it.
Right.
And Alex said the same thing. We don't have a police department. Us as a board and us as the code are not police departments.
Right.
So if something's happening with the neighbor's yard, yeah, I get it, but we're not here to tell them what they can and cannot do with their property.
Right.
So, any of this stuff that was put in there, yeah.
I mean, the other thing that, in my mind, is that we have a comprehensive Plan Committee that is just starting to look at, you know, the shape of the future and things like that too. So, you know, it makes sense to let them do their work and see what, you know, what they're getting for overall feedback, because, you know, but I mean, you know, so much that was in there is subjective measurements, not objective measurements. So you can't enforce a subjective.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell someone to be quiet at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, yeah,
Well, we have
Well,
a noise ordinance.
no, we don't.
We have a
We
barking
don't have
dog.
one here?
We have a barking dog ordinance.
Yeah.
Do you have a light ordinance?
No, I was wrong about that.
No.
We don't.
No?
I'm joking, I had a neighbor tell me there was one, I had to turn off my
Huh.
lights. Mr. Chair, people do need to go to the microphone if they don't.
We're not-
Yeah, but we're not doing discussion, yeah.
So is everybody okay with just
Yeah.
kind of waiting for the legislature to do something? Maybe ask the comprehensive plan committee to look at it, but, yeah, I'm not sure what they can do with it either. So,
But I think it also should be brought up too, if people are having issues, to call the police, not the town manager. I mean, there's not anything Dawn can do.
I don't mind getting the calls.
yeah,
It's okay.
Alright.
I'm actually interested to see, you know, what the level of concern is. And,
yeah.
you know, as I've said at previous meetings, it's,
Hey, not sure if anyone can hear us in the studio, but we have no audio or video on Zoom.
it's very low, very low in terms of the number of complaints. But, you know, I'm taking them and recording them and so forth. And then when I look at the, you know, degree and kind of the complaints, I think they are easily resolved by something like talking to the neighbors, or in the extreme case, talking to the sheriff to talk to the neighbors. But I haven't seen anything that was, to me, something that was, you know, a life-threatening situation.
Okay. So, I mean, we don't need to take a vote or anything on this. We're gonna ask comprehensive plan committee to look at it, and we're gonna see what the legislative response is to it.
Look, we got all these people out to come to our meeting tonight and see.
Now, against my better judgment, I will open it up for 5 minutes. Anybody want to speak?
Complaints, I think they are easily resolved by something like talking to the neighbors, or in the extreme case, talking to the sheriff.
Hold on, we're getting feedback.
I haven't seen anything that was, to me, something that was, you know, a life-threatening
I
situation.
think we.
Don, you sound better on tape.
That is definitely good.
Take a vote right now
That's
on
you.
this.
I think we have a.
We're gonna
Yeah. So, all right, state your name and,
Hi, I'm Sarah Clark, and I am a resident in Auburn. I'm just wondering, are we able to get a copy of this complaint or draft that you guys were
It's
talking
in the
about?
e-packet
it's in,
online.
yeah, it's online,
It's online?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Don't bother reading it, but, you know,
It's 24 pages long.
And
Yeah.
then you're saying that what you guys just discussed is you're not gonna do anything about it right now, but
What?
something about going to a comprehensive panel?
Well,
Comprehensive Plan Committee.
we have a new comprehensive plan committee reviewing the comprehensive plan, which was done back in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, every 20 years you kind of look at that again. So we have a committee looking at it again. This is under their jurisdiction if they want to do anything with it. But
Okay,
chances are they won't do anything with it.
okay,
But,
thank you.
and just so you understand too, you know, even if they were to come up and say that yes, something should, there's a whole process that has to go through as far as an ordinance being written, an ordinance going through public hearings, and ultimately it comes to a town vote. So it's, you know, even if we were to say, yeah, we think it's a good idea, nothing could happen until it goes through that process and it goes to a town vote, and the town meeting has the final word on it to say yay or nay.
Zoom is down. No,
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Zoom is down.
Yes.
I'll go back.
All right, you only got 3 minutes left.
I'm not going to speak to the ordinance. I think you've already spoken quite well. I'll just offer the following facts. In the past 3 years, there have been 18 noise complaints according to the Sheriff's Department in all of the town of Raymond. That's all noise complaints, not even just short-term rentals. Per Airbnb, they provided us some data. The average Airbnb is rented 40 nights. The typical host is making around 12,000. 90% of the hosts in our town have one rental, with 20% of them being over 60 years old. And the total number of, excluding Fry Island, is less than 100. There's 98 short-term rentals between VRBO and Airbnb. That doesn't include Crane and a few others, but the sheer volume of this issue is just, just to make sure everybody's quite small.
We got some information saying there were about 1,000 short-term rentals in town.
AirDNA, which is I'd say the leading data source for this,
Yeah.
according to take VRBO and Airbnb, the two top platforms, there's 119, including Fry Island. If you take Fry Island out, it's 98. So maybe I'm wrong and that doesn't factor in like a Crane Inn or other independent
Right.
rentals, but
There's a lot of private rentals that go on.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I don't believe it'd be a factor of 10 in this market. But I mean, right now, according to AirDNA, which is generally what the industry uses to track this data. So I think this is this unfortunately, to your point, I think is a Panther Pond specific issue, and I don't think we have. If you look at the data, I just don't think we have a comprehensive issue in Lincoln. Just alone from the sheriff's department data, just not seeing it.
Okay, thank you. Can you state your name?
Sorry, Mark Meister.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? We're down to 2 minutes.
What do you consider a short-term rental?
You get to go.
You need,
She had a knee replacement.
oh,
Yeah.
Someone else can go up for her.
yeah. It probably won't reach.
All right, so the
So
question.
Bruce, why don't you go up to the mic and repeat what she says, okay? What is your name, ma'am?
Karen Banks.
Karen Banks.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is a short-term rental is the question.
What's your definition?
I have no idea what a short-term rental is. I don't do it. I assume it's anywhere from 1 night to
2 weeks or a
2
month.
weeks or a month.
28 days is traditionally the
I
estimate.
thought it was
maximum?
30
20.
days, yeah.
Calls the IRS and
Yeah.
20 days.
The mic, please.
Yeah. All right, Bruce, repeat what he just said. 28 days is usually the max, and then there's IRS issues after that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else? We're down to 1 minute. I hope we satisfied your questions, that this was blown out of proportion, and we weren't going anywhere with that ordinance that was on there. And I will be calling one of the attorneys tomorrow that riled all of you up, because this makes no sense. All right?
But we do obviously have an obligation to look at anything that's brought to the select board,
Right.
so that's what they're doing. That's
Right.
a
Somebody
very common
brings us
thing.
something, we're gonna deal with it. Doesn't mean we're gonna support it. We need to look at it and, do whatever we do with it.
But we did not put this other one out.
Yeah.
Yes.
These
news.
emails that we got, some of them were totally misinformed,
Yeah.
so. Okay?
Thank you.
Everybody wanna go home now? Yeah. All right,
Bundle up.
thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, I believe most of the people on Zoom
Disappointing.
have the same questions, but they didn't hear any of them. Is there anything you'd like to type or me to type for them?
Is it working now?
Wayne, can you hear us now?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
That's what you said.
All right, anyone on Zoom have anything to say? Did you hear any of our discussion?
They're all muted.
You can raise your hand.
Alex, can you hear us?
Oksana has her hand
Yeah,
raised.
yeah, we can hear you guys now. If someone could maybe summarize, I guess, like really quickly what was said, that would be good, because it was in and out in spots.
Okay, what was said is that we're really not doing anything right now. We're gonna let the legislature handle it. There's a bunch of bills going into the legislature. We're gonna let them handle it. We're gonna ask the comprehensive plan committee that's newly formed to take a look at it. Other than that, you won't see any action on this for quite a while.
And we did
Okay,
not
thank you.
put out any information on this. That email that the Greater Portland of Real Estate put out is not from us.
And if you're interested in seeing what the proposal is, it's in the e-packet. It was not generated by the town, but by a group of citizens who'd like to see the town move in this direction. So if you want to see it, it's online.
We do have a hand raised.
Okay?
Hi, this is Ash Oberholzer. I'm owner of 2 Ridge Road in Raymond, Maine. I just had a quick question. As far as notice goes in the future with these types of topics coming out, where can we look to find that information? I think that probably led to some confusion, just what was on the agenda and not having the ability to see that agenda in advance. So I appreciate, you could point me in the right direction.
Well, the agenda is posted 7 days in advance online.
It is supposed to be.
Okay.
I just found that while I remember doing it, I don't know why, but it's not there.
Okay. Well,
So
then
that's-
we apologize. But normally the agenda is put up 7 days in advance of our meeting. And you can just go to our website, raymondmaine.org, and see the select board agenda.
You can also
Thank
look
you,
at the
sir.
minutes from previous meetings, which would lead you to where we are tonight.
What do you mean, the first Tuesday?
Yeah, and we meet the second Tuesday of every month,
Tuesday, I would do.
6:30,
Usually.
okay? Usually. Sometimes that varies, but pretty much second Tuesday of every month. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
And thank you for the clarification tonight.
No problem. Anything else? All right, we're gonna move on.
He's leaving, bye.
All right, public hearing? Did I forget we were having a public
I
hearing?
have to scroll all the way back. Oh, that is Alex.
It's Alex. Alex?
Alex, you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. We got a land use ordinance?
Yeah, so what we've brought for you for this public hearing is the codified land use ordinance and shoreland zoning provisions. These are, they've been in the works for a couple of years now. This was our attempt to go to a more streamlined system to update ordinances and maintain the ordinances in a way that is easier for everyone to find. So what you have before you, there's no changes made to this ordinance other than some formatting changes and some slight reorganization just to create continuity between the 2 documents.
Okay. Anyone from the public want to make a comment on these land use ordinances?
That wasn't very clear.
On the land use ordinances?
Well, I'm concerned about the shoreline zoning.
Okay.
You said there's no changes?
No, it's really just to streamline and make it more readable. Am I correct, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know what the concern would be. Nothing's changed. It's just taking the document from an old word processor system into a third party that will now update the ordinances for us annually.
Anybody else with public comment? Seeing none, I will call the hearing closed. We need a motion to approve.
That's farther
It's
down
further-
the
further
agenda,
down the
but you
agenda.
could skip down to it if you'd like.
What's that?
I think she's still confused
Well,
on this.
no, because there was something about, like in-law apartments, and now you have to have 6 acres.
Yeah, that's a completely separate thing. Is that right, Alex?
Well, I'm
She can't hear because she's not a good
In
microphone.
LRR2, you have to have 6 acres. Yeah, but that's not anything that's being changed.
Right.
All right, I didn't know when it was changed. I'm on shoreline.
That was back a year ago, right? At last town meeting, Alex?
I think that was actually changed in 2017.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while.
Can't keep up.
One of the nice things about this service is they actually add for each change, they put the year that it was changed. That's kind of been done over the years, but
Right.
now it's in a more uniform format with, a disposition list and a way for us to go back and view, previous years' ordinances and stuff like that.
All right.
So the special town meeting warrant under F,
Yes.
that's this one?
Yes, that's this one.
Why can't we just do it now?
We
Or
can.
E and F.
We can.
E is the recommendation, the next is the warrant.
Okay. So we should take a vote first, right, on whether to recommend this. So I need a motion.
Motion to recommend
Motion to recommend.
Right?
No, all we're recommending it, well, yeah.
is the,
Is
Yeah.
passage of the article, right, on the warrant. All those in favor?
no, wait a minute, you're doing for E?
We're doing E right
This is
now.
E,
Oh, yeah,
All those in favor? Okay? Unanimous?
yeah.
And now we're gonna do F,
which is approving the entire warrant.
right.
We didn't hear you. Can you speak into the-
Okay. So what we did is we were recommending that the codification be approved. Now we're going to vote to authorize a special town meeting. The town meeting will actually have the vote to approve
All
the
these changes.
codification.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these microphones don't amplify in here, they're only for the
So you didn't hear that?
Well,
Okay.
no, that's
No, we're approving this to send it to a special town meeting, is what we're actually doing. Okay? That
all right.
makes
No
sense?
changes were made.
No, this is really just to streamline the document itself.
Yeah, they've made changes with corrections of spelling, corrections of not grammar, but
Typos.
like, yeah, typos, things like that.
Punctuation or whatever. yeah.
And where there might be bullets that are dots and the next thing are squares, and
Yeah.
instead they're all going to be dots to make it uniform. I mean, it's simple things like that. It's-
I should have been here in 2017 when
The utilization of a service like this is very common, you know, perhaps not so much with smaller towns, but this is nothing new. It's just, I think when people see it, they're going to say this is a great improvement because it's, you know, kept continually up to date, very readable, hopefully error-free, and, you know, it's something that is kind of consistent among towns that do this. This general code is one of the more popular ones. So it's a good thing.
What do you do if you have an issue with something that's in there that was passed?
That's a whole different process.
And what is that?
Start talking with our code enforcement officer, to have him talk to him about your concerns, and then he can direct you in the right direction. You know, if you need to change, you know, part of our land use ordinance, that's a long process. You have town meetings and votes, and so, but you start with our code enforcement officer, I think is a good place to start, or our town manager.
Tell us the problem, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Well, it was changed to 6 acres, so you can't have an in-law apartment on your property?
So we're gonna have to definitely talk to code
That's a
about.
That's a
yeah.
code question. Alex?
So, talk to Alex.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to address that now, or you want to
Anywhere
just have her
near.
come meet with me?
Okay.
What was that, Alex?
Do you want me to address that now, or would you like her to come set up a time to come meet with me?
Yeah, I would say it's best that they meet with you in person.
It doesn't, well, you just
Okay.
said it's a long process.
Well, it is a long
It's
process.
worth it.
Well, I mean,
I mean, who makes up these rules about how you changed it from 3 to 6?
okay, you need to go to the mic first of all. No?
Yeah, because I
Come
can
see the
barely
code
hear anything
officer.
that's being
That's
said,
all
so.
right, that's all right. Tax me, but can't do anything with my property.
No, you can if you go to the code officer. If you don't like the rules that are in place, you have to start somewhere. You can't just come to us. We can't do it.
Correct, but you said it's a long process.
It is a long process. It usually takes at least a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I mean, there's.
unless you ask, how do you know?
I mean, but there are other avenues that do exist in there as far as getting a variance and things like that, which are
Right.
quicker to
There
do.
may be
If you're
exceptions.
talking, to change an ordinance requires going through a whole lot of things, including going to the planning board. The planning board has to revisit the ordinance and things like that. But on an individual case, you can, there are ways to apply for individual variance. And so that, but that's your first step is you talk with the code officer and say, what are my options here? And he can help lay those out as far as what is the processes that can be done or can't be done.
Yeah, you can get a variance.
I was told that would be hard to do.
By who?
Yeah.
Who was that? It was somebody in the town a couple of years ago.
Well,
Because
we
I
can't
have
hear.
5.85 acres.
Okay.
Okay, so talk to the code enforcement officer.
Can I possibly get a name so that I know who to expect to be reaching out? Because I don't know who's talking what they're saying.
What's it?
I don't want to say my name right now.
Okay,
Well, I'm good.
all right. So where are we on EF?
Because we didn't
We did vote.
Yes.
We didn't vote to approve the special town meeting.
I don't have a name for a motion or a second.
So moved.
It was Teresa and Sam.
Okay, thank you. That's who I would have guessed.
For the special town meeting?
Yep.
Yeah. No,
No,
That was
the
the
vote.
previous
That was
vote.
the vote, right. We have have to vote for the
to go to a special town meeting.
So Teresa did say so moved, so. I
Okay,
have a first.
Sam, we got a second?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All in favor? All right. We got that all cleared up?
All right, now we go back to
Bye,
4,
Alex.
old business.
Bye, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think she just goes before the planning board.
All right.
Planning board, yes or no, and then it goes before us. To be codified.
Old business. Sharice. All right, we're talking about this investment of Raymond Library funds.
Correct. Sharice Keach, Finance
Yep.
Director for the Town of Raymond, for their viewing audience. This item was brought before the selectmen at their last meeting and was tabled to this evening because they had questions. We have, there's two pots of money. Some came from which was invested with Key Bank mutual funds, and that's what I'm looking to reinvest. The Key Bank mutual fund account is not able to serve municipalities, that's why it was closed, and so we have those funds sitting in our account. The other pot of money was their operating funds, and we have, by the referendum vote taken in June, we can withdraw $60,000 from that account and apply it to their operating costs for this fiscal year. So I'm looking for approval to invest a little over $129,000 with multi-bank securities. And the types of investments that they do are agency securities with the Federal Home Loan Bank, or CDs that are backed by the issuing bank. And I have some rates. Some of the questions were there penalties for early withdrawal if we should invest in a CD, and there is not. Are they able to guarantee a minimum rate of return? They're not. No. And that's just, in all conscious, they're not able to do that. And I think the other, I provide a little bit of background on MBS, multi-bank securities. A couple of other municipalities in the state do use them. I have rates for 18-month, 2-year, 3-year, 5-year CDs.
Yeah, what are they?
They range from, and depending on if you want callable or non-callable, I'm sure you know what that is.
Yep.
So like an 18-month CD that's not callable, 5%. They have a 2-year for 5%, a 3-year for 5%. They're about 5%, ranging from 18 months to 3 years for the non-callable, which would be my preference, but
Yeah.
That's not a bad rate of return.
no, it's not. So I don't know what other questions the selectmen may have. It does require,
Are these funds insured?
they are insured. they're backed by the bank that's offering the CD.
Okay.
And how, I think one of the questions that I had when I was doing a little bit of research on investment firms was, how do they make their money? You know, they're able to offer these rates and, you know, they're spending, you know, personnel time and whatnot. I don't know if they have brick and mortar offices, but, so they get paid by the bank issuing the CD. And there's a little bit of a spread. So like for a $250,000 CD, they would get paid by the bank, not us, $625. But there is a, you know, a special resolution that the selectmen would need to approve for us to move forward.
Any questions?
No, it sounds good.
I think the only other question we had, I mean, was whether
amount.
the figure
Yep.
was
How much?
correct, because we
Yep.
had to allocate the 60,000 out of that, so did we really have the 100 and whatever it is, or what's the...
129,000 was what they had invested in their mutual fund investment account with Key
But
Bank.
so they had the 129, but we're saying that we had to have access to 60 of it.
And we do. That's
Okay.
another pot of money.
Okay.
We
So
actually got,
they had 189,000 altogether, or?
yes, 205 actually came
Okay.
over to the town.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What happened to the other 16,000?
That,
15,000.
you know,
stayed with them.
it's still
Oh,
with
that's right.
us.
They kept
Yeah.
15,000.
Yeah, 15,
of it, right?
15 stayed with them.
Yeah, but that's not included in that 205.
Right.
So they had 220.
205 came over to the town.
Okay. And-
We have access to 60,000. We actually have access to, you know, because they
Oh,
closed the account. They just
Right,
didn't know back in April, because it was an estimation of what they were gonna have on hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so it ended up being, you know, substantially more than what
Yeah.
they had estimated back in April when we went to vote. So there's approximately 75,000 in operating funds that we would have access to, although it wouldn't dip into the additional over and above the 60,000 because that wasn't approved.
Right.
But we do have it on deposit.
Okay.
And then the 129,000 for mutual fund investments.
Okay. All right. So no other questions?
Nope.
All right, I guess we need a motion to approve.
So what we're approving is what the resolution.
Approving a
Correct.
resolution and then
Move to
signing it.
approve the resolution as printed.
Second.
Any other questions? All in favor? Unanimous? Thank
Do
you.
you have a preference on term?
I would, at this point,
I would go
I would go
three.
the short, no.
Yeah.
I would go the shorter.
Right, the 18 months, 5%.
Okay.
Do you have the signature copy?
Sue actually
Yeah.
has a certification that she fills
Yeah,
out from the
and
vote.
I certified that you took the vote to approve the
18 months.
resolution.
After 18
Okay.
months, they
So I
can
should
lower
ignore
it.
this note then.
They can lower it.
I just put
Yeah,
that there so you
closer
can
to
see what that document was.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
But
All
was
that,
that the
thanks,
original?
Sharice.
Thanks.
Even if
You
it
gave
don't,
the
the way
original is
things
what
are
you gave
going,
me?
if it doesn't,
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay.
if
I'll-
it doesn't
I'll
go
write
up
that
in
down.
18 months.
I put a note on the top for Don.
Yeah.
We still have to sign it?
No.
No,
All
I
right.
just certified that you took the vote.
Okay. New business, consideration of business license for Cosmetica Inc. LLC. Chris and Oksana Nadeau, owners.
On Zoom.
Oh, they're on Zoom, okay? All right. Wayne sent the report today. Everything looked fine, Wayne?
Yes, it's good. There was some conditional items on my inspection report to complete before they open, but otherwise they're in good shape. So we would recommend passing this business license with those conditions, those four conditions.
Great. All right. Are the business owners on Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey Joe, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I missed you at the Board of Pharmacy meetings. I had to come to this one.
Oh, there you go. So, give us a description of Cosmetica.
Sure. My wife is primary owner. She's putting the kids to bed right now, so she couldn't be on. But it's permanent makeup, and essentially what that is almost like tattooing or microblading. You can get eyebrows, eyeliner, and lips done, touched up for cosmetic reasons, just wanting to do it, or can head down the road of like medical reasons as well. There are other things that can be done in procedures such as scar covering, post-mastectomy procedures, but it's essentially tattoos that don't quite go as deep.
Oh, interesting. Anybody else have any questions for Chris? Chris is a pharmacist. One of the owners at Bedard's Pharmacy up in Auburn.
Yeah.
Welcome to Raymond.
Well, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, well, best of luck, Chris.
When do you
plan on opening?
As soon as possible. I mean, once this gets approved and everything, we're ready to go live. She has all her certifications, and my wife is also a nurse by education, so she has all those certifications and everything. So once we get the approval from you all, we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, I want to make a motion to approve the business license application for Cosmetica, Inc.
Second.
Okay, been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Welcome to Raymond, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
Wayne, I
Thanks
do
so
need
much.
you to sign the business license. And Chris, once Wayne has signed the business license, I'll give you a call and you can come in and get a copy of it.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right. Kurt LaBelle, you're up.
We usually only see him once a year. Okay.
Yeah. You're going to see me like every month for the next 6 months, I think. So I realized completing some forms for the main revenue services that I had made a typo on the tax warrants, and the result was I underestimated the homestead reimbursement money that we were going to be receiving. Totally my fault. I put it on the tax rate calculation form. It was supposed to be 22,200,000 something, and I put 20. And I must have looked at it 5 times and just didn't see it for some reason. So I've already reported the correct number to Maine Revenue Services, so we'll get the correct reimbursement, but what I need the board to do is assist me and make our warrants match up, so everything matches. So the total amount of tax and the individual tax bills are the same, but I'm going to add money onto the reimbursement of the homestead, and it's going to push up the overlay a little bit. That's the net effect of the change. So my mistake.
I can't believe you made a mistake.
I can't believe that.
Jesus.
Yeah,
come on.
Makes me feel. Because
people make mistakes.
Oh yeah, but what
happens?
happens? Basically, this year coming with the staff changes. Next year Melissa will double check my work to make sure it doesn't happen again. Because the fortunate thing was this time it wasn't enough to move the needle really,
right.
But it could have been, right? So that's the thing that kind of bothers me about it. Occasionally these things happen.
How many years have you worked for us?
It's going on 12 years.
12 years, one mistake, that's not bad.
I was going to say, how many on one hand?
Done
Yeah.
that one day.
Do you want to
So,
It's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you need us to do?
So we have corrective warrants, which need signatures, and then Sue is going to notarize those, and I'll just
Do we need a motion on it?
I was just saying, we need a motion on these?
I would think you probably
Reading the paperwork.
just to accept them.
It seemed like if you execute a corrective tax warrant and certificate, that would be.
All right, so a motion to accept the affidavit correcting local government record 5 MRSA 95B.
Yep.
I think they're both the same.
Yep.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All right, all I got to say is, Kirk, you got another 12 years to make one mistake, all right? All those in favor?
Well, I've
Unanimous.
got some more coming up next.
All right,
unfortunately.
great.
So well, I'll wait for you. I the next agenda item
Yeah,
I think
go
is
ahead.
mine too. So I do have 5 tax abatements for the board to consider. The first 2 are name corrections, and there'll be a supplemental tax following to correct the names. So essentially, we received the same family owns 2 properties across the street from each other, and we received the transfer documents in, and the attorneys at the title company referenced the incorrect property, and we didn't pick up on it, so we switched the wrong property's name and didn't do anything to the correct one, so we ended up with 2 properties in the incorrect name for the assessment. The owners, normally this would be something that we would, they would know, and they would go ahead and pay the tax, and we'd fix it going forward. But the applicant has also applied for the stabilization program and is worried that there might be some hang-up, so I indicated that we would clean this up through an abatement supplement process. So that's the first 2. Third one is a homestead exemption that was omitted in error. We received an address change on a property that was owned by the individual's daughter. For whatever reason, it was also changed on his. Then we thought he had moved, so we pulled his homestead, and he hadn't moved. He's still there. So looking to make an abatement to reinstate his homestead, which he should rightfully receive. The fourth is a acreage correction. This is a property that was divided way back in 2004. Was originally 9.5 acres and was divided off into another 6-something acres, and this property was left with 3.04 acres. Whatever reason, it was never changed in the tax record, and the resident happened to notice that he was paying taxes on 9.5 acres. Fortunately, that residual 6 was conditioned down quite a bit for topography issues, so that the net change in value is only about $2,700 valuation. Unfortunately for the for the resident, the law only allows us to correct the current year. Valuation issues can only be corrected 1 year back, so we really can't do anything about the other 17 years that he overpaid. So it's kind of, feel bad about that, but unfortunately there's no jurisdiction for the board to act on that. So I'm asking for an abatement for the current year.
So we have 5 issues to deal with.
Yeah, the 5th one is a Meadowbrook Farm. The
Right.
Dwinnells sold their house. They had a small farm stand, so they paid business equipment tax on the farm stand. And the new owners are not operating the farm stand, so just want to clear that account so that we can.
So they're not doing the apple orchard, selling apples or anything like that?
They didn't. I think it's a daughter of the owners that's living there, and she said that they weren't.
They're not gonna farm it.
Yeah, at least she's not doing anything now. She got the bill and said, I don't know what this is, and we're not operating anything. So.
How long ago did they sell?
2020. I think it was October, maybe 21, September, October of 21.
Wasn't that long ago.
Yep.
All right.
So, hold on. Because I know somebody that had gotten some apples there. And it's on Facebook, that their first season.
Maybe that, well, I don't know. It's not Meadowbrook Farm, so I can always go back and, if they've changed their name, I can
No, it's still
issue the
Meadowbrook
new
Farm.
supplemental tax.
And it just says, we appreciate every single one of you already and having plans for making next season longer and better.
But maybe they just don't have the farm stand anymore. You can go pick apples.
Yeah, that could
Without
be.
the farm
Yeah, I mean,
you're only talking $2,200.
yeah,
Yeah.
the value wasn't very much.
Right.
But I can follow up on that.
No, I just know somebody that went picking. That's why I was surprised when it said that it closed the doors. I'm going, All right, I didn't know that.
Well, the Dwinnels are closed.
Right.
And that's who the assessment was to, the
Okay.
Dwinnels, so. But I can follow back up, and if they're operating, I can
Okay.
issue a tax to the new people.
All right, so you want to make a motion on all these?
You do better than that than I do.
Okay.
Take all 5 of them at once.
Oh, we can do all 5?
So motion, move to abatement on Forrest Joseph M.H. and John A. and Kathleen M. Forrest, and Robert F. For 2022 ML 009061, account 707. Also, 2022-2, revocable land trust for Barbara L. Frost.
Forest.
Forrest? Oh, Forrest. My eyes aren't working tonight. 031-042, account 2153. Also, tax year 22-3 for William Montalvo, map lot 014, 006, account 1178. And tax year 2022-4 for Michelle Matterson and Dexter Fleming, map lot 017-057, account 1561. And tax year 22-5, map lot PP for personal property, account 112 for Meadowbrook Farms and Orchards.
Okay, second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Oh, you know what? I may.
All those in favor? Unanimous? All right. Anything else for us, Kurt?
Yep, so lastly, I have 2 supplemental taxes, and those are to reassess the tax on those first 2 abatements to the correct ownership names. So there'd be a supplemental tax of map 9, lot 61, John and Ruth Forrest, trustees of the Forrest Family Trust, and map 31, lot 42, to John, Joseph, Kathleen, and Robert Forrest. The amounts are the same as the abated amounts, so it's just the name corrections. And those will have forms for you to sign.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion?
Move for the supplemental tax
Certificate.
to, let's see, where's,
Here.
okay, to map 009061 to Forrest John A. and Brewster L. trustee, Forrest Family Trust, account number 707, and also for the 031-042 for Forrest John A., Forrest Joseph M.H., Forrest Kathleen, and Forrest Robert, for account number 2153.
Do I have a second?
Yep,
Second.
seconded.
All those in favor? Unanimous? And that's the second one you got to read right there.
I guess the only other thing I have is 2 more weeks left to apply for the senior stabilization program for this year. So if there's anybody listening out there who may qualify, if you're over 65 and have owned a main homestead for at least 10 years and you haven't got your application in, you'll want to get it in before December 1st.
And part of my announcements was going to be we have 330 of those already.
Yeah, so I'll be processing those through the month of December.
He still has to do the second
Originally was going to be coming to you folks in December to talk reval, but this is kind of pushed me back, so I'm thinking it'll probably be January, February. I'll be back with
36
recommendation on reval.
Oh.
Yeah, I think there's a page missing here.
Kurt,
The signature page is missing.
I have 2 different supplemental tax warrant. I have a tax warrant and a tax certificate. Do we need motions on both of those?
I believe that they're both listed in the motion.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right, so we already handled
I
it.
doubted you.
How can you?
I know.
I'm better than Kurt. I haven't made a mistake in my whole life.
So far, town staff is going down flames here tonight.
All right, here's
Yeah, I'll bring it to you.
All right,
this one.
what we got next?
Short deed.
Quit claim deed.
Quick claim.
Short deed.
Yeah, Martha Murray's property taxes have been paid off, and Sue Carr, who's on vacation this week, asked your permission to get a quit claim deed for her.
All right, so a motion to approve the main short form quit claim deed for Martha Murray. Let's see, map 52, lot 52, book 27988, page 334, book 30940, page 63, book 33,359, page 6, book 35,913, page 108, book 39,673, page 104, book 28,886, page 345, book 31,729, page 99, book 34,141, page 70, book 37,079, page 310, book 29,838, page 175, book 32,517, page 140, book 35,064, page 322, book 38,553, page 33.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous?
Yep. That was the big one.
All right.
Voting town warrant open.
H,
H.
I believe, is
Yep.
next, Mr. Chair.
Town meeting warrant. All right, so this is where you want to know, should we have a town meeting in person or do it by vote?
Yes,
That's your question.
that's my question.
Okay.
And this is, I'm bringing it up early because it helps me to budget.
Okay.
And it helps me to meet the deadlines I have for printing ballots if we need to go that route.
How do people feel?
We get more people when people come.
Come vote.
Yeah, instead of an in-person one.
I mean, the only issue that I have is that you don't get the same comments, you know, the same feedback that you do in the live meeting.
Mm-hmm. True.
But you trade that off with the fact of almost a 8-to-1 turnout differential, and so you're getting a higher percentage of participation with the ballot approach.
People have all day.
Did we have 600 people vote last time? Is that what it was?
600 people for last year.
Came out to vote last year.
Let me look. That'll only take a second.
Stick in the paper.
Or a couple of seconds, but less than a minute, I believe. In June, June 14th, 2022, we had 683 people come out and vote. And that was a primary election.
Yeah.
And
The
then
last,
And at town meeting, last town meeting, we had what, 70?
I believe so, yes.
it's a big difference.
The prior June, in June 2021, which was still kind of in COVID, 412 people voted. That was only in municipal. We didn't have a state referendum.
Maybe we could redouble our efforts on advertising the public hearing for the people who want to come and ask questions, you know, to address Ralph's, point there.
Yeah, when we had the public hearing before we go out to vote, that's a chance for people to come out.
Right.
Because, to set up the town meeting, the gym for 70 people.
77.
Yeah. I don't know, but we're clapping our hands over 600 something voters, well, we should have 4 times that amount.
Yes.
But, you know, but that's better than 70.
Yep.
Making decisions for the whole town.
Yep.
So, any other comments, questions?
No.
So what do you want to give Sue for guidance?
For what?
Whether we hold an in-person meeting or do we stick with the election?
Stick with the election.
Election?
Election. Election.
Okay.
Election.
Thank you.
Okay. Now that should affect your budget in a positive way?
Oh, if you consider spending more money on ballots and programming, positive, yes.
And postage.
And postage. It's to send out it ends up being a 4-page double-sided, 8.5 by 14 heavy cardstock paper. So it costs over $1 to send to the voters that want to vote absentee.
But we're getting more feedback from her.
But how many people actually request an absentee ballot for municipal
For a municipal,
versus people who walk in and vote absentee?
for municipal, I have seen June, here we go.
We're voter friendly.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And it's not a matter of COVID, it's a matter of trying to get more people involved.
Right.
June. When we had, and this is just municipal in '21, we had 11%, 49 people voted absentee. And
But we don't know if
412
those are by mail or in person?
Well, 49 were absentee.
Right.
Oh, for mail, no, I don't. I can get those statistics, but I don't have them in the spreadsheet.
That's okay. Yeah. All right.
But if you did the multiplier on the cost versus the turnout, you know, I bet you'd find that the numbers are not significant.
Right. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Public comment. Anyone from the public want to make comments? Anyone on Zoom? In person? Now's your chance. I'm looking over here.
You said we have to go talk to Alex.
You could still step up
Yeah, say something.
and say whatever you want.
You came out here tonight, go do it.
I don't want to stand up there.
What are you nervous about?
Well, she has to give her name when she stands up there.
That's right, you have to give your name.
I know. It's all about the shoreline zoning that we came up for.
Okay.
And then the increase to 6 acres to have an in-law apartment.
And you might be able,
We live on the shore, we live on Raymond Cape, not near the shore, but we can't do anything with our property. We have to go by the shoreline rules.
you might be able to get a variance.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's why you
It
go,
was Chris Olson that told me no, Chris Hansen that told me no 5 years ago. It was hard
That
to
was
get
5 years ago. Go
Yes.
again.
Yes,
Go again.
go again.
because I'm a quarter acre shy.
Planning
again.
board can,
try it.
yeah.
Okay? Go talk to Alex.
Alex may
All
send you
right.
to the play.
Alex is a
zoning board.
nice guy. He would love to have you. You know, I don't know, does he drink coffee?
Yes,
Is Alex?
yes,
Yeah,
he
he
does
does
drink
coffee.
coffee.
Bring him a cup of coffee, you'll win him right over.
And if you have any trouble reaching him,
Yeah.
don't hesitate to call his secretary.
Yes,
That's
she's
me.
very nice.
Oh, yeah, it's you, did you
Yes, she
say?
is.
That's Kirsten.
That's me.
Headlines tomorrow, select board recommends Bride.
Okay.
There you go. Oh,
Do you know how much coffee Alex is gonna get now?
all right. So
They're
no
gonna be
public,
lined
no
up.
public comment?
And I'm free.
No public comment? All right, selectmen comment? Anyone? I just apologize for the short-term rental stuff
Yeah.
that went on tonight because it was unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
I wish people would, you know, read what was going on before the knee-jerk reaction to it.
Well, and with that, I would like to offer my apology to the town because I normally do post the agenda and post the e-packet.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I did not.
Hey,
So
look.
I do feel bad about that.
So this is your first mistake in how long?
Oh, let's see, what time is it?
This is the night for forgiveness
Yeah.
for mistakes.
Exactly.
I see it in the paper, the Wyndham Independent.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Town and,
Right. All right, town manager's report.
Okay, we're going to start with confirming dates for upcoming regular meetings, December 13th and then January 10th, 2023.
And we're gonna start budget meetings in February?
Yes, I think so, right? Cherise, you got your schedule?
Setting of the budget goals at your December meeting.
Right.
Okay.
And the schedule, I think, normally in December.
I really don't recall, but yeah.
That's normally in December.
Okay.
Okay, so we're good with that?
Yep.
So reminder of upcoming holiday schedule, Thursday, Friday, November 24th, 25th, Thanksgiving. And then I have a few, I told you about the tax stabilization applications, 330, so that's a significant number. On a little recreation update from Joe, we have basketball registration continuing to Friday, so if you're interested in children's youth basketball, that's open. The ski program has 9 spots left out of 40. Pickleball is 76 participants this year to 12 last year.
Wow.
So the rec program is really taking off in a big way, so once again, congratulations to Joe Crocker for that. He's really worked hard, and I haven't heard a single complaint about him, which is really something.
Does he make mistakes?
Not that I know of, but and then Melissa gave me this one, kind of a fun thing. We got the 2022 Raymond Residential Christmas Light Contest. It's being organized by Jackie Sawyer, who's a local resident, and so she can be reached at 749-6849, and or Melissa in my office at extension 133. And so anyway, that's something new for the town. And basically, first annual residential Christmas light contest. Raymond residents invited to participate. Fun holiday competition. Show off your incredible decorating skills. Apparently, they'll be judging and prizes, I guess, and stuff. So fun.
I know somebody who might participate.
Yeah.
We're already checking out the new blow-ups that we're getting.
Oh, I should mention blow-ups are included.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Okay, so that's what I have. We're getting ready for. We got our sand salt up. We're ready for snow.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Tonight. 2:30. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We need to go into executive session. So,
May I suggest we take 2P before 8?
What?
Yeah, I'll get
Thank you.
those guys out of here.
yeah.
A motion to go into executive session.
Do you want to do them in reverse?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing B
On
first.
discussion of labor contract and proposal pursuant to 1
That way you
MRSA
can
Section
dismiss- you can
405
dismiss
6D.
us.
Yeah. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor? Welcome. Need a motion to come out of executive
Motion
session?
to come out of executive session?
Second.
Move second. All in favor? Need a motion to adjourn.
So, second.
All in favor? Thank you. Good night.